Hi there, Internet people. It's Chris again, founder of Cary Spotlight, our hyperlocal newsletter here in Cary, North Carolina. 39 days to go to the anniversary edition of Cary Spotlight, and I'm here to review what happened, content that we put out in week 14 of Cary Spotlight, and see what lessons we can learn from that week that we may be able to bring back into the future or not do again. So let's see what we got here. Issue 92. We're talking about property value spiking. That's always something that people want to know about. We have a local business spotlight, and we're talking about local sports. So let's see what we got here. We have Big Brothers Big Sister. Again, that's community outreach, community helping the community. Property value spike. People can click here to learn about the appeals process, and so that's useful information for people to have. Here we have a local business that we're highlighting and including a video and also the address so that people can reach out going to the physical address. And we have our two reader polls focused on that story so we can gauge the awareness level of the local business in our community, as well as people willing to support or interest in their product and service. And here we go, two sports stories, the weather. Again, we have these posts for engagement, so we get some user-generated content. And we got two stories because, again, we're trying to fit the newsletter into one shot inside the email. This is the thinking at the time. Because of the longer length of the spotlight. That's why we took one of the day's events off. Let's see. So now we're going to go to our Wednesday wellness edition. So we're going to have health workout routines, longevity test, biking and walking trails, different solutions to combat loneliness. And so we're exploring just different things related to health and wellness. We got our How Long Have You Lived in Cary version 2 reader poll there. We're making corrections, people. So I think last week we started doing this, and of course now people are pointing to things that we've done a long time ago. So we go back and we fix it because people asked us for these particular issues. We did spotlights and we did not have an address. So we added addresses back retroactively and we're letting people know. So there you go. And we're giving people a second chance to go read those spotlights. So that's very interesting. We're also doing some cinema therapy, so people can have a look at that. It's, therapists reacting to movies and helping people cope with different problems they have. So that's something that we used to do. Should bring that back. And we got a book recon. People can go check out the book and our events. So we're pretty easy there, pretty easy in and out. 94, there's a crime story and another lottery story. These are always great, especially if they're in a local area, people feeling great that they've done something. And there's another crime story. And here's a local area business is doing some kind of a karaoke night. So we're highlighting an event to a local business. And we'll just happen to also have had a local spotlight on that business. So that's pretty cool that we can do that and showcase that business. So there you go. Things to know before they go to the event. And we have the weather, and then of course the news with our trivia at the end. So nothing jumping out right away. Cary is the new work from home capital. So again, there's a positive story about Cary, and talking about young talent from Cary. Elder Showcase. So again, our seniors are getting a shout out. Once Upon a Child in Cary is a local business, so we're doing a local business spotlight, and our two sports stories for our local sports team. So we got that going. People can learn more about that. This business moved, so this is a great story to let people know. They've been around for many, many, many years at the old address, and they've moved to a new location. So that was good to kind of highlight and showcase that. So we were able to get responses from that. We got out two local sports stories, and then two events. Again, because we had a local spotlight, we wanted to keep it nice and easy, nice and short. And our trivia question actually had to do with a local singer. So we kind of had to show his growth. So we have the videos in there. And this edition, we're going with sea turtles. Again, a lot of people care about pets, nature, stuff like that. So we could throw that in as well. Human trafficking is a big issue, especially since we have an airport and there's a massage parlor. So these are kind of a crime story. Two sports stories, we bring that in. So that's right there. Focusing on pretty standard story here. Nothing that jumps out. Here we have a little event, pulled out one of the events that we have coming up in here to kind of highlight the event, and we go from there. And that brings us to our specialty edition, travel and discovery edition. Again, we tell stories about flying or the airport. We have our trip to Greece this time. Also a local park that people can explore. We have our house sailing or cruise story, and we have a tasty trend. So we want to see how that works out. So we talked about this, actually included a video that has to do with this kind of a tour experience that people can have in Greece. And this is a local park very close to Cary that people can go around and explore. I myself have run in the loop, a 1.8-mile loop around the lake. So we also include a map so people can go find it. And we did the cruise ship with the tour, video of the tour of the inside of the cruise ship, and then a little description of some of the voyages and amenities that they have on board, and people can learn more about that cruise. And we have our recipe for the week that we've included here, the full recipe, and we put the source. So there's no really need to go print out the recipe. It's right here. So we're hoping that people would just bookmark the page or save the page, so then they can come here to get the recipe. Okay, and then we end the week with our real estate edition. Basically the same as always. We have the pricing, the average size, the square footage, the listings. Here it's kind of interesting. We ask a question, what real estate bonus people would be interested in getting. So we're getting some feedback from buyers, sellers, and investor type leads about what they would be interested in. So again, the newsletter has the ability to have a two-way conversation with our readers. We're not just giving them information, we're also asking them for feedback. So that is the end of this week. We'll see you in our next installment when we'll cover week 15.